This video is brought to you by TS4U IT Engineering Bootcamp.
The CI/CD. Of course, the security is great, but let's talk about these two. Example of using CI/CD. What are the benefits of working? I can tell from us, we have been given the workshop from the March 5th, 12/19 and July 29th, and we showed enter our CI/CD how we laid out. So do they ask like the question, or they ask the process of CI/CD?
Just it is worded differently. They might ask something generally because they expect a true DevOps engineer to understand what they mean. But the way the answers and the questions are curated on TS4U is they will not say it that way because they're trying to trick you, but that is how you should read it. So the way TS4U words everything, it's for us to understand. You know, TS4U might say this is for this specific CI/CD example. This is for this specific CI/CD Git command or this tool. They're going to trick us. They will not tell us what they want to know specifically. Sometimes they will just put us on the spot and tell us, "Oh, what do you know about CI/CD and how can you connect it? And talk about it in terms of automation." You have to understand what they mean at this point. We have had questions where we talked about our CI/CD tools, and Shahid Bhai has answered. It's on our portal, and it is answered in a way that focuses on maybe Terraform or automation. And at the same time, I have to connect immediately. I read the job description before. They will not tell me on the spot that they want to hear about how much I know about automation all the time. I read the job description. I can tell that they are really focused on Terraform and Ansible. That means I have to understand that I have to answer intelligently, and I have to keep highlighting my strengths in that. So let's say they asked me about CI/CD and my experience. Of course, I have to first tell them how experienced I am, keep it realistic. Don't say, oh, I'm a super expert, because realistically, no one is. They don't want you to say you are a 10 out of 10. They want to hear that you're probably a 7, an 8, and that you will, of course, there's room to learn more. And when they ask me about CI/CD, for example, I say, this is how I use it. I use these and these tools. But when it came to my example, I remember that in one of the questions, I could not remember exactly in which one, the CI/CD or Terraform question was mentioned in a way where it combines both of them, like how kind of talks about how Terraform and basically how Terraform and CI/CD tie together. I thought on the spot, I'm going to use that example to answer this question, because I know they're asking me about CI/CD, and I also know that this company really focuses on automation. So that means Terraform. So for that kind of question, I said, for instance, I use Terraform and CI/CD as two very essential components. Here's how I use it. I have my Terraform as my infrastructure as code that helps me to provision and the infrastructure and all the resources that we're using to code. And then I have my CI/CD pipeline integration for our source code and management. So both the application code and the Terraform configurations are stored in the version control system, and then so on and so forth. Like I can continue. I remember there's an answer that kind of used the CI/CD pipeline and some automation scripts. And also there's also in the Ansible section, there's a question too that also talks about how Ansible is used in CI/CD. So you have to be intelligent and make sure, okay, I can use that answer as my example here. It'll boost me. It's not going to be just a simple CI/CD question. I can understand that this company says they like these tools, so I'm going to use this example. And that does the job. They know that you can do both CI/CD, and they also see that you are very experienced with the automation. So
that is the reason. So because the new DevOps engineer, they know when the developer write the code, that's only the CI/CD. Basically, that's not the true statement. You can do the CI/CD with the Ansible template. You can do the CI/CD with the ISC template. Wherever there is a continuous work, you can actually create the pipeline. That's the whole reason they ask, how do you do this? How do you do that? That's the whole reason. Because we do not need to know what you know. We just need to know your the extending mindset of wherever you can use to actually take the advantage of the tools and become productive and efficient and to solve the problem.
Right.
So this is
Exactly,
this problem.
exactly. So in this one question, you make the interview better for you because after that, they don't have to about each and every tool
Mhm.
separately. You show them that you can think like a DevOps, you can be efficient in your deployments. You show them that you can hit two birds with one stone. You do both CI/CD and automation. They can see that you can connect different tools in a deployment because realistically, we're not doing just like one tool for a deployment. It's you know how to mix and match all of them effectively. So again, this is not something I was able to put together in the beginning. It'll take some experiences with interviews, but eventually it becomes like a mindset. You can mentally grasp how interview natures are. You get confident, you get comfortable, and then you'll be able to start connecting this way. And that's how you can really stand out in your answers because you're not giving just a basic answer. You showed them that you can connect two things and answer the questions in a way that they want about tools that the company prioritizes.
Yep.